What's up, Cowboys Nation? It's your boy Mike Keefe here, bringing y'all more Dallas Cowboys coverage over here at S.E.N. And today, we're going to be going over my 20 question series, in which I'm going to be going over questions 15 through 17, maybe 14 if time allows. And before I dive off into these questions, I want to say thank you to our couple new subscribers. We're at 40 now as I record this, so if you haven't already, please smash that subscribe button, and let's delve into this. Question number 20, or not number 20, question number 17. Who will be this summer's training camp MVP? And to me, I feel like it's definitely going to be a skill player. I'm thinking Orlando Scandrick maybe, because he's got a lot of people nipping at his spot, you know. There's been a lot of people saying that the feeling that I get is that this might be Orlando's last year with the Cowboys. Just because of the youth movement that they're going with and everything, I think he's really going to try to solidify his spot inside this training camp to say, hey, don't forget I am the number one. He's a very fiery player, hard-nosed, just never back down from a challenge. So I really am looking forward to see how Orlando does. I feel like he could be a training camp MVP. Him or maybe Bryant, just because he sees so many young guys out there inside the secondary that he really wants to put them to the test. So either Bryant or Orlando Scandrick, I feel like, are going to be training camp MVPs. Now, if I got to choose a youth guy, I'm either going to go with Chidobe or Ryan Switzer. Just because Ryan Switzer has been getting to step into Cole Beasley's spot a lot, and we all know that the slot receiver position is somewhere that Dak is very comfortable going to. So if Cole's not 100% going into training camp, I could see Ryan Switzer kind of getting a couple more snaps and showing that he could take Cole Beasley's spot going into the future. Maybe not this year, but going into the future. And then maybe even Chidobe, just because he's going to be playing all around the field, you know. He's a guy who's kind of him and Ryan are definitely my dark horses whenever it comes into that. So, realistically, I'm thinking Orlando or Bryant, though. And going into question number 16. Which Cowboys player will earn his first Pro Bowl in 2017? There are 3 guys I'm going to have on this watch list. Definitely Byron Jones, just because I feel like having Byron play that position for 2 years now is going to be really beneficial to Byron now, in that he's going to be able to finally, I think he's going to grow into being more of a playmaker this year, definitely without Barry Church there. He is now, if Orlando is not on the field, he is definitely the leader of our secondary now. Maybe the turnovers start happening for Byron this year, as opposed to just playing great coverage, because us Cowboys fans know that he definitely has the coverage skills, I feel like, to be a top-notch safety. It's just he hasn't had the turnover numbers that you want to see to make him into that higher echelon. Because definitely whenever you line him up against tight ends and stuff like that, like safeties do, he's top 3, if not the best, inside the whole league doing that. And then I want to say another guy that I feel like who was kind of slept on last year, but now as the offseason has progressed, a lot more people have started to really appreciate what type of season he had last year, was Maliek Collins. The dude had 5 sacks as a rookie at D tackle. I'm sorry, Pro Bowlers make it there at 8, sometimes 7. So Maliek Collins, if he can just, because he's definitely going to get more snaps this year, so I feel like if he can just steadily progress at the rate he was doing, he is definitely going to be our 3 technique starting D tackle, and that he is going to get the opportunity to shine and definitely get 8+ sacks this year. If he just continues to grow, a lot of reports so far have been that him and Zach Martin have had a lot of power battles, which is something that really he didn't use a lot last year. But if he's giving Zach Martin trouble with his power, NFL, you better watch out. And then I guess my dark horse candidate is definitely going to be Ryan Switzer, I guess, just because he returns punts and kickoffs. And if he can do what he was able to do in college, then I definitely see him being able to make the Pro Bowl if he can get 2 to 3 touchdowns, whether it be at kickoff return or maybe punt return. So maybe 1 punt return touchdown and 2 kickoff return touchdowns, which the Cowboys haven't seen for a long time. I'm thinking maybe I don't want to. Dwayne Harris was the last guy I think who maybe returned one for us. So don't kill me down in the comment section if I was wrong there. So let's see. Going into question number 15. Should the Cowboys keep Kellen Moore at backup quarterback or seek an upgrade? If I'm talking like I am the Cowboys, Kellen Moore is definitely our backup. He is a pet child of Scott Linehan. Last time he played, though, it's not like he did bad. He threw for over 400 yards, so it's not like he was a bad option, I guess, going into that last game. But he's not somebody that really excites a lot of Cowboys fans whenever you think of maybe Dak Prescott going down for a certain amount of time. That maybe Kellen Moore is our backup, and that is really scary. Now, I am still under the firm belief that if Dak Prescott has a season-ending injury type deal next year, that they will call Tony Romo out that CBS Sports Talk booth, and that Romo would more than happily come in and try to win a Super Bowl next year and have one of the most remarkable stories in the NFL history. But if I want to say Tony Romo is out the option, let's say for a season-ending injury, I would really be under the belief. Now, I know I'm going to get killed for this because of some different issues besides football, so I don't care about what happened during the national anthem and all that, let's just say. And I want Colin Kaepernick to be Dak Prescott's backup. Now, if Colin gets off of his high horse also and doesn't want starting QB money, then we can have a conversation there. I feel like that's one of the reasons why hasn't been signed yet, too, is the fact that he wants starting QB money and he's not going to be a starting QB. For us, if Dak went down for a long time, Colin does a lot of the same things that Dak does. Now, I'm not saying he's as good as Dak, but in 12 games last year, he did go 16-4. Nowhere near Dak last year, but it's certainly around the same. If you watch Colin play, he's a mobile quarterback who can definitely bootleg it and get the couple yards that you need. He's going to take care of the football, and it's not going to be a heavily contested. He's not going to try to bomb it downfield and possibly do turnovers whenever it's one guy versus two. So if you want to look at strictly play style and what's available on the market, would you say Colin Kaepernick is a better backup than Kellen Moore? Me personally, I would say, but I can understand wherever the Cowboys don't want to get into another circus, a la Greg Hardy, a la T.O. So I don't think the backup quarterback is going to be enough for the Cowboys to get into all those type of media questions and all that. So realistically, I don't see the Cowboys going after Colin Kaepernick. But if I was looking at it strictly football and Colin was within our budget, I would definitely go after Colin Kaepernick because I feel like he's a lot better option at QB. Let's say Dak goes down than Kellen Moore long term. Let's see. And where am I at time? I'm just gonna go ahead and rush this one in because I feel like it's gonna be a quick one because I don't really have a lot of stuff to say on it. So, veteran question number 14: veteran player entering training camp on the roster bubble. Um, I would say Byron Bell at tackle, but I feel like his spot is pretty much solidified at offensive line. If I had to choose one person, it's going to be Robert Blanton, because at the safety position we have a lot of guys who are younger, more athletic, have a lot more upside, and I don't know if we want to take one of those young guys off for him. He's only signed a 1-year deal, so I don't see him beating out Kayvon Frazier or Xavier Woods. I don't know if the Cowboys go into the season with 5 safeties. Later on this week, I'm going to be doing my 53-man breakdown, and I don't see the Cowboys taking 5 safeties with all the other young talent at other positions. Definitely defensive line and obviously cornerback. So Robert Blanton, I see you as being the lone safety. I would say as being on the training camp cut bubble. Also, if I have to throw out one more name, I guess I'm going to be throwing out Nolan Carroll. Because, yes, he signed a 3-year deal, but it's like concurrent 1-year deals, kind of, so that if the Cowboys want to get rid of him this year, it's not like it's going to count against the salary cap next year. He had obviously some off-the-field issues. There's a lot of younger players who definitely have a lot more upside than him. I feel like they signed him out of panic because they lost Mo Claiborne and Brandon Carr, and they weren't sure if they were going to get enough young talent inside the draft. But I feel like after drafting Chidobe and Jordan Lewis and even Marquez White, that realistically he might be our 4th or 5th best cornerback. And I don't know if you choose the veteran over young upside. Me personally, I'm going to choose young upside every day. So I guess that wraps it up here. If you would, if you found this video informative, please hit that like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We're only 10 away from our first goal of 50. And please comment down below if you have a different idea on or a different answer to some of these questions than I did. I would love to hear y'all's opinion. And until next time, go ahead and I guess please go ahead and watch our newest podcast, episode 3, on the couch. There's a lot of different ideas on the couch. We not only there, I don't want to talk a lot about Cowboys. There, I talk a lot about all over sports, hip-hop, and entertainment news. I'm also joined by my boy Jerome and Pat. So, until next time, I guess, peace out.